check this out. I found this by accident. The National Democratic Caucus is bankrolling a campaign of a fake independent Senate candidate from one of the Midwestern states. He's really a Democrat, like way far left, and he's touting himself as an independent. They're bankrolling this dude, and guess where all the money's going? It's getting funneled through his campaign to Mamdani in New York City.
Jeez.
So this guy, he's a labor union leader, Dan Osborne. He's a candidate for U.S. Senate in Nebraska. Well, labor union leader right there should tell you he's a Democrat. But he's campaigning on being an independent.
Welcome to Podpinions, where the world's on fire and we show up like it's a backyard barbecue. Politicians roasted, woke trends torched, common sense, we've got you covered.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Podpinions.
I'm Rich.
And I'm Bruce. We are...
I can't stop laughing. One of the episodes, was it the last episode?
Yeah, the last episode.
We were talking about the balloon guy.
Yeah.
He, just to catch you up to speed, there's a guy here locally in the Poconos that got busted. Well, he's 35 years old, and he lives home with mom, evidently. Andrew Neodosic, I believe is his name. He's from Stroudsburg, and he was charged with the following: having weapons of mass destruction, risking catastrophe, making repairs, selling, or otherwise dealing with prohibited offensive weapons, possession of a firearm — the guy was already a convicted felon — and recklessly endangering another person. So back on September 24th, state police troopers showed up at this dude's house. They were actually called to the house and for a report of several loud explosions. Now, here's where it gets weird, right?
Look at pictures.
And you actually heard this.
Yeah, I did.
Where you were located that day. So the state troopers actually found this guy on the wood line of the property and took him into custody for an outstanding warrant, right? And I looked it up, and I've got all his docket sheets here, which are pretty substantial. These are his docket sheets, right? And I only got like the first 9.
Right.
There's more. So,
but wait, there's more.
Yeah, but wait, there's more. So anyhow, ATF got called, but it is ATF, FBI, state police, and the local cops, right? So the ATF came in. They searched the guy's house. They found all kinds of drug stuff. They found propane tanks in the dining room
with a dent.
Yeah, with a dent in it, right, from the explosions from his hydrogen balloons. That's it. So that's what he said the explosions were, hydrogen balloons, right? Meanwhile, it was like a meth lab, or at least that's what it appears to be. Allegedly. That's my podpinion.
Right.
But so when he was asked about the explosive noises, he told the cops that he was igniting hydrogen balloons.
Doesn't everybody do that?
Now, his mother reported that her son liked to play with explosives and may have explosives in the house.
May have.
But how bizarre is that?
Yeah. No,
so, evidently, this hydrogen balloon thing is now turning into a fad.
Is it really?
Yeah. So there was a guy, this is really good, in Nepal. He's been arrested after an explosion left the deputy prime minister injured.
Oh, jeez.
And the mayor of Nepal with burn injuries. So the Nepali authorities, this is just too weird. They arrested this guy, Kamlesh Kumar. I think it was a guy that called here this afternoon, trying to sell us something. He said he was from the electric company. Yeah, yes. Okay. From his little cave in Nepal. So this guy, he's an Indian national, and it was exploding hydrogen-filled balloons at the inauguration of this guy. It's like, what are you doing?
What is that?
It's a new thing. So everybody go out, get a tank of hydrogen, fill up your balloons, and then, I don't know.
I have no idea. I never heard of it before.
I never did either. I guess it's becoming a thing. I just happen to.
So it makes you wonder what this guy was really up to then. You know, if this guy is injuring the
prime minister.
Prime minister, you know, what exactly was he building? Or
I think he was making meth, but methamphetamines. But I could be wrong.
I never know.
But yeah, so this is really bizarre. So it's starting to turn into a thing.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the part that cracked me up here in this article, it said the event aimed at promoting whatever it is as a key tourist destination proceeded despite the explosions. Organizers have assured that safety measures will be reviewed to prevent such incidents in the future.
No more balloons.
No more balloons.
See, they always ruin it.
You can't even have a hydrogen balloon anymore.
Yeah, really. I mean, but how do they ignite it?
Yeah, I don't know.
We'd have to research that a little bit. Like
this is going to be a continuing thing. We were watching the last episode where we were talking about this guy getting busted and all that, and the two of us couldn't stop laughing. It's just so out.
Oh yeah, it's all I can picture is I don't know if you ever watched MASH, but one time Henry Blake, they had somebody that was trying to kill him, and he went into the latrine and it blew up.
Yes, I do remember that.
He's all black.
I do remember that. And that's this, right?
He just goes boom.
So let's have some more microplastics here in our styrofoam cup. There was another thing about microplastics on the news again recently.
Was there? Yeah. I'm sure it's going to keep coming out.
It's really becoming quite popular.
Yeah. I mean,
people are aware of it now.
Well, since, Bobby Kennedy got into the position, I mean, it's not just medicines. They're looking into food, dyes.
Did you hear the recent one? He evidently, well, the lefties are going nuts over this. Remember the food pyramid thing when we were years ago, right? Yeah. The food pyramid, you had whatever.
Yeah.
Well, he's saying it's all nonsense and that we've been taught all wrong.
Right.
Or informed all wrong. Right. And, the green leafy vegetables and, you have to have a protein, a starch, and a vegetable.
Right.
And evidently that's all wrong.
Well, I mean, when you really think about it, if you go back in history and you look at people that were growing gardens and livestock and, in the wintertime, you didn't have leafy greens and all this stuff.
Now, what should be interesting, depending upon what part of the country you come from.
The Diaz?
The Diaz. Yeah. How many times did I hear that today? I went hunting Sunday, right? It's early muzzleloader in Pennsylvania right now. So that means inline, flintlock, or percussion cap and ball rifles. So a bunch of us went out, and I mean, we saw some deer, but we didn't shoot anything. But somebody said to me today, it's like, well, did you catch a Diaz? He's obviously from New York and had no clue at all. No, you don't catch them. You shoot them, kill them, and then eat them.
Right. That's what you do for hunting.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I've been hearing that a lot in the stores. Did you catch a Diaz? Does a 380 kill a bears? It's very, very funny. But we're getting back to this Kennedy thing with the diet.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, we actually, my wife and I ran into this guy in BJ's, the warehouse store, and about a month ago, he and his wife, and we were talking about, cuts of meat and how expensive everything got. And he said, "Oh, you want to split a cow?"
Oh, there you go. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what we're doing. So we were talking the other day. Yeah. And it's really cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to cost a lot of money, but per pound, it's like really cheap.
Right. And then where you're
getting
it from.
Right. It's a local farm.
Yeah.
And no drugs, no, additives.
Yeah.
I guess grass fed.
Right.
Free range cow.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be interesting.
Yeah.
I got to get another freezer.
Let me know. Yeah.
My one-foot chest freezer is full of venison from last year, so I guess the dogs are going to have a feast. Yeah, so it's interesting. But yeah, I was very surprised to hear about this.
Well, the whole thing with the autism and stuff, it's not just one thing. It has to be, the explosion in autism. I mean, they're looking at the vaccines, what's in the vaccines potentially. But is that also reacting with some of the stuff that's out there?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Plastic and water, fluoride, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay. So, for example, not that I'm doing an ad, but Poland Spring water, right? It's in this plastic bottle. How long has it been sitting in that bottle, and where was it sitting?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's no date on it, to my knowledge.
Now they're doing the microplastics and seeing what's actually happening to the product inside the plastic. So, and that's supposed to go, if plastic's not going to deteriorate in nature for a long time, it's not going to deteriorate in your body easily.
Okay, so you were in the plastics industry. So I was just thinking about, when you put like a tarp or something outside, it's made of plastic, and it gets all brittle and crunchy and then falls apart. Mm-hmm. Does that, all those flaky parts, does that actually like go anywhere, or is it just... Well,
there's going to be, some of it's going to be part of the plastic, and then some of it's going to be the coloring, that's inside.
But the plastic crunchy parts that like flakes off and all that?
Yeah, well, it depends on the plastic itself. Like there's, many different plastics. So depending on what the product is going to be used for, it's supposed to be tested, heat test, sunlight, if it's going to fade, if it's going to deteriorate, for like your gas cans and milk jugs and different things. I mean, it's not supposed to have a chemical reaction with the plastic, whatever's in that container is not,
Well, I'm talking about like a tarp.
Right. But again, that's kind of a blend of, because it does have fibers in there as well. Right. that particular type of material has to be tested and has to be set out in the sun and
the only reason I asked was I have a tarp at home that was covering something in the yard, and the thing is like falling apart. Mm-hmm. So like, where does all these particles go?
No.
Into the ground,
right?
And into the air, into the groundwater, right. And then we eat it,
right? Digest it,
right?
Drink it, and all that good stuff.
And I was thinking, we have one of those like really expensive water filters. Now we have well water where we live, and my wife bought this Berkey filter. So it's, those big, tall stainless steel things that sit next to the sink. And it's really cool, and it does filter stuff out. But my question is, it's got a plastic spigot, and there's some plastic parts inside it. There you go again.
Right. Yeah. And, again, nobody even realizes, I don't think, unless you really step back. Now I see it because I was in the industry. But just look around. Just go into the grocery store. It's either cans or plastic.
Right.
That's it. There's no more bottles.
Very rarely. Right. I think there's
glass bottles. I mean,
well, I remember seeing.
I mean, some of the stuff maybe
like
maybe like salsa or something like that. They still have some glass bottles and that sort of thing. But all the sodas, all the waters. All your meats are packed in plastic.
I think orange juice still comes in like glass containers.
Some of the brands,
right.
Yeah. And, it's really just taken over. And it's been so convenient that people really haven't
paid attention
or
didn't know,
right.
Because I remember I just bought some cheese, right? We like to snack on cheese. The dogs love to snack on cheese. And I picked up some blocks of cheese. Now, I remember as a kid, they were wrapped in some kind of cloth.
I was just thinking that because I had some.
Right?
Yeah.
Now it's all plastic.
Just thinking that.
Or wax.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You
peeled the wax off.
Peel the wax off, and there's your cheese.
I think there's some of the, maybe debris and different things coming in like a cardboard container, which, who knows, they're probably coated with some kind of
plastic.
To keep the moisture, however. But you had like the cream cheese with that foil type thing. I mean, some of the cheeses came in that. It was
aluminum.
Right.
And aluminum is bad for you.
Yep. And it's just become convenient and easy. And I'm just trying to think back of how, just like you, I was eating cheese, and I'm thinking back, it's like, I don't even really remember stuff not coming in plastic. You know what I mean?
Well, I remember milk bottles. You get,
oh,
we
yeah,
used to have a
glass
milkman.
bottle. Yeah.
Guy would, you'd put it, we had this little, I still have it actually, it's a little milk box.
Mm-hmm.
Holds like 4 bottles of milk. And it was a glass bottle with the cardboard flip top.
Well, look at the cardboard milk, the half gallons.
Yeah, but still got a
You
plastic.
used to have
fold
to
it out.
Yeah. And now it's got that little plastic port. You just pour it out that way, you know.
I miss the folding it out.
Oh, yeah, I do too. Especially when it was tough. You had to
wrestle with the milk container.
with it. You're late for work and you're trying to open it up. And
screw it. Just drink your coffee black.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's how it all used to be. Soda, drinks, I mean, just every place you stop, you can get a drink now, and it's all plastic containers. And I don't even know really too much. I know there's some out there, but the majority of them have moved to plastic containers. You know?
Then I was thinking, oh, no, not that. Like, I've been replacing all the copper pipes in my house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with
PEX,
right?
Which is all plastic.
Right. Yep.
That can't be good.
Yeah. I agree.
But
it's convenient, you know. You don't have to worry about it wearing away at the joints and springing
which is
a link
the problem. That's what's been happening.
Yep.
These little pinholes in the copper pipes.
Yep. And they've made it more economical to go that way than to replace all the copper. So that's what everybody's doing. But long term,
who knows?
You know, what's that going to do?
Now, is your body like absorbing that plastic? Like, let's say you're
well,
going
what the
to shower.
studies seem to do is the microscopic particles just kind of move around your body, and then they'll kind of congregate in one area or several areas.
I was thinking about this. I was in the shower this morning.
Absorb it.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
How do you know?
I don't know. I think probably some of the chemicals in it absorbs, but the actual plastic itself, I'm can't say.
Really, if anybody knows in the comments, because I'm really curious about it. I was standing in the shower this morning. It's like, wait a minute. Got all these plastic pipes, some of them coming from the hot water heater. Right. So now the plastic's getting heated up.
Right. Because your body's made of water, right? So if the water in the plastic pipes aren't affecting it, how would, your body,
I don't know,
react to it? So
inquiring minds want to know.
And it used to be just a plastic pipe was just for sewage.
Not no more.
No.
It's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
So now how about this shutdown?
Well,
are we having fun yet? Has it affected you yet?
No.
It hasn't affected me. Well, sort of, but.
Yeah, but it's not like doomsday devastation. The sky is falling.
I think it's actually kind of comical.
Yeah. And I think we're starting to see that big government is really not as necessary as what they scream on the hill.
No. And, well, going back, so the CR bill, it was to fund the government for another, seven, a couple, whatever, till the next, which I don't understand. Why can't they just...
And they always wait till the last minute.
Yeah, but why can't they just balance the budget and be done with it? So anyhow, 13 times the Democrats voted for this thing while Biden was president.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden, no.
Right.
So they shut the government down. Good old Schmuckle Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries.
Yep.
So now Schmuckles is saying, the Senate Democrats are holding the government hostage. That's what Trump is saying. And Schmuckles is saying, no, it's the Republicans' fault. Mm-hmm. But who is the one who won't vote for this thing? It's the Democrats.
Right. And basically it was just a vote to keep it as is.
Right, and not change anything. But they want like $1.7 trillion to do all this other stuff, one of which was Obamacare subsidies.
Right.
Which is a mess anyhow.
Right. And if you have Obamacare, let us know if your premiums are going up.
which is what was going to happen.
Right.
And I don't know. I just, the whole thing is a joke. But Trump said that he's willing to meet with Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries.
Mm-hmm.
But they're pushing for this thing. So, I mean, the Republicans can hold out forever.
Sure.
And who cares? Right?
As long as they can fund it. I mean, Trump's allocating money from tariffs and different things for some of these programs for the military. So, again, if we cut out the fat and pay the essential, how much do we really need
exactly
the government to keep going the way it was going? It's just, what are we in, 37 trillion in debt or something like that?
Yep. And the funny part funny, not ha-ha, funny as in...
ironic.
Correct. Thank you. I had a senior moment. The ironic part of it is that because of the shutdown, all these non-essential employees are now getting laid off or fired.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's part of the fat. If you're just there kind of a number and collecting a check, then what is your purpose there? It's
none.
Right. Exactly.
Zero.
And you shouldn't rely on my tax dollars taken out of my paycheck if you're not doing anything.
Correct. Now, one of the things is the Democrats are screaming and yelling that this money that they're looking for is not to go towards illegal aliens with their health care and all this other stuff, which is nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you read their proposition, it says in there, non-citizens.
Mm-hmm. But what happens is the funding goes to the states, and the states allocate their money to
wherever.
Yeah. And then they backstop it with federal money.
Right.
So they can say it's not going to illegal aliens, but
indirectly it is.
Correct. Right. Well, it's filling the gap for money that has been spent by the states. Yes.
Which is a joke.
Right.
I mean, so moving along, we have a lot to cover.
Yeah.
And we don't want to run you up to 2-3 hours here. Yeah. We're not Joe Rogan yet.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Hey, Joe, have us on maybe.
Yeah, right.
Why not?
The stupid No Kings thing.
Yeah.
There are no words.
Did you see the MSNBC that shot? They did an aerial shot
of Boston.
And
it turns out that was from
2019 or 17.
Yeah, but that was from the what was that from? That was from the Boston Marathon, I think. Maybe not.
I think it was a woman's march or something.
Women's march.
Yeah.
But these people are buying it hook, line, and sinker.
But the whole thing is, how does a mainstream network get away with that and still be on air?
I don't know.
During the pandemic, if you talked about anything other than it came from a bat.
Dude, I got thrown off of Facebook.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
You got cut off. And these people, they're clearly showing it. I believe, my Podpinion, on purpose to misdirect
you think so?
The public. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because
I mean, they had to have it in their archives, in their video archives,
right,
to be able to show it.
But it's how stupid are you? It's October. The trees are changing color. Those were perfectly green trees. And Boston is north of here.
They show it quick, and they talk over it, and they make a big deal about it, and nobody really, at least they never used to look into it. But everybody's looking into it now. Everybody.
Well,
they can't do what they used to do.
No.
We've pulled the curtain back, and we've seen the wizard.
I seen it?
I seen it.
You said it.
I seen it.
You said I seen it. Ooh.
We're gonna have to wear them one day.
We will.
Yeah. We got some demos.
Bruce got some sweatshirts. It's got our logo on the back, this thing, right? But on the front, in big letters, it says, I seen it.
I seen it.
And I wore mine out. Well, it's all because of his nephew, who says that repeatedly, and I always correct him. Well, actually, everybody corrects him, including his own wife. And So I wore it out in public, and people just stare.
Yeah, I did the same thing. It's awesome.
They look at you, you know,
It's like I've seen it. Seen what?
I don't know if they're catching the bad grammar or if
I was at the getting a coffee. Somebody was driving through the drive-through, and like I could just see him like looking. It's like, because it's like huge.
Yeah, it's gigantic. It's ginormous. So we'll have to wear them one night.
Yeah.
But
And we'll get them up on the site as soon as the crew that side of the crew gets.
So this whole thing with the No Kings protest, they're saying like all these millions of people came out. I don't buy that.
Well, I mean
here in Stroudsburg, there was like a couple hundred people.
Yeah. I mean, there was people come out, but the striking thing that you notice the most is they're all white.
And they're all older than us.
And the majority of them. And it's like, okay, so are these like the hippie leftovers? I don't know.
Well, funny.
It's like, I don't understand how they can be screaming about racism and protesting the king and, rule of thumb over the citizens when it's just one kind of group. And if I've seen the videos of people going up just to interview them.
Oh, they clueless.
And clueless one. And then the ones that aren't, they come in off the side and start acting like they're going to get violent. I've seen a couple people, of color that are trying to interview these people, asking questions, and they're calling them these people, these liberals or whatever you want to call them. I call them Marxists. They're calling this reporter every name in the book,
absolutely,
and trying to demean them. And isn't that exactly what
they're protesting? That's exactly what the fascist
king would do.
Absolutely.
So I just, and like I said before, I'm tired of trying to understand it because
I can't.
I spent all this time in my life trying to, all right, if I say it this way, if I say it, no, they're
nuts.
They're
well, I saw,
they're going to believe what they believe and they're in their own little bubble.
I saw this YouTube video, young guy walking around with a microphone, and there was another guy filming it or videoing it, I should say. And he was, what you were talking about, asking people like, well, what exactly are you protesting? No kings. And he said, well, we don't have any kings. Well, Trump's a king. He said, well, no, he's president of the United States. And if he was a king, you wouldn't be here.
Right, exactly.
And these people were like,
wouldn't be allowed to protest.
They didn't know what to say.
No. And it's like, he was elected. He ran the whole time and said exactly what he was running on. The people went out and voted. He won all the 7 swing states, popular vote. And he's doing exactly what he said in his campaign he was going to do.
And he's doing it.
So I don't understand. Maybe you don't like what he's doing, but it's not a king. King isn't elected.
No. And No King's Day is July 4th for those who don't know their history.
Independence
Day from the King of England.
Yeah. I just saw a trailer. It's supposed to come out around July 4th, 2026. Young Washington.
Oh, that should be good.
It looks pretty good. I'm pretty interested in seeing what that's going to be.
They just filmed a movie in Gettysburg last week.
Did they?
Mm-hmm. It's coming out, I believe, Christmas time.
Okay.
It's about, I guess, after the war, after those 3 days and what happened. But they actually came into downtown Gettysburg,
right,
and they made Main Street there all dirt.
Okay.
I mean, just a section.
Yeah, right.
But it looked real.
And, the sad part is we used to learn this stuff in school. Used to know the history. And, you used to understand what people before you went through.
doesn't
to
happen
get you
anymore.
there, and you had appreciation for it. Now it's just see who can pay my 3 carts of groceries in the grocery store.
It's crazy.
And so I don't have to work.
Right.
And it's just gotten so off track.
Well, the history thing, I was just around a bunch of young musicians, and I brought up some jazz history. I mean, they never heard of Louis Armstrong.
Really?
I was speechless.
Mm-hmm.
And forget about like Chet Baker or some of these other guys, you know,
right.
and it's like, I said, you never heard of Louis Armstrong? No.
Wow.
Well, who do you listen to? They don't. I said, how could you possibly want to be a jazz musician and not know the history of the music?
Right. Yep.
I couldn't believe it. You know,
Yep.
it's like mind blowing.
Yeah. It's almost like it's well, and again, I think that's part of whatever plan was in place to eventually take over the country and turn it into a dictatorship, a Marxist socialist state, basically, is to erase that history and make it seem like it's all brand new. You know what I mean? So they're inventing it. No, there's a long history of this country, music, arts, movies, and tearing down statues, you know.
Whatever happened to that? Are they?
Well,
anybody hear about that?
I believe Trump signed that executive order about prison time, and I think that kind of quelled the...
Yeah, but are they going to bring back all those statues that they tore down?
I'm not sure where that's going yet. Yeah,
Like there was one in New York, and it was Grant, wasn't it? Or some general in front of the library, I think, or one of the... Was it the library or a museum?
Yeah, I forget where
you know
it
what
was.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about, right?
Yep. Yeah, I don't know what. I'm sure there's something in the works. he's covered he's got a big wide paintbrush.
Yeah, it's going way too fast for me to even keep up.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't take any notes today or do anything. It's like, well, we'll just like see where we're at here.
Well, the Supreme Court ruled that he could send the
troops to Portland,
Oregon. And I just happened to see a video just before we came on of all of a sudden the city is cleaning up
Portland?
The area where Antifa was in front of the...
No, don't you know, Bruce? Antifa doesn't exist.
Oh, right. Well, those kids with the black masks and, you know...
They don't exist. Didn't you get the memo?
What are they, American ninjas?
No, I don't...
But anyway, they were cleaning up all the garbage. There was nobody there, and they were like cleaning up the streets.
Okay, now I read something in one of my trumpet groups on Facebook today, right? This guy, they were talking about Portland, and this guy said, I live in Portland. I didn't see any of this. Meanwhile, you turn on the TV and it's like burning.
Yeah. What was that movie with the guy eating ice cream and everything is exploding? And
I couldn't believe it.
Yep.
Now, this whole, check this out. I found this by accident. The National Democratic Caucus is bankrolling a campaign of a fake independent Senate candidate from one of the Midwestern states. He's really a Democrat, like way far left, and he's touting himself as an independent. They're bankrolling this dude, and guess where all the money's going? It's getting funneled through his campaign to Mamdani in New York City.
Jeez.
So this guy, he's a labor union leader, Dan Osborne. He's a candidate for U.S. Senate in Nebraska. Well, labor union leader right there should tell you he's a Democrat. But he's campaigning on being an independent, whatever that means. And he's saying he has no plans to caucus with either major party if elected, but his recent FEC filings paint a different picture. And that's where all this other stuff came out, where the money's getting like
filtered through.
Right.
Yeah. They're
New York.
They're very crafty
it's unbelievable
at funneling money around.
But paper trail now.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's kind of funny.
I played that clip, Trump signing the, I forget what the order was, number wise, about the, terrorist groups, and he said right off the top was they're going after who's funding this stuff. So that's where it has to go, and that's what's happening with the, in my opinion, with Venezuela, Iran, all these countries, the cartels, all these countries that are making money and then funneling them back through to pay for all this stuff. So I it's not just put, some grandmother who got caught with a bag of weed in prison for life.
Right.
They're actually going after,
I hope so,
the people that are responsible for it, because it just filters down. It's like the No Kings protests, there's documented proof now that there's
funded.
Professional protesters.
Right. Well, that's what I was going to say before when we were talking was some of these kids that are running around with microphones. Well, kids, they're like in their 20s, 30s, interviewing people. And I remember this one guy, he had the microphone and he walks up to this lady and starts interviewing her, and she was paid to be there.
Yeah.
And then when she found out where this kid was coming from, she changed her tune completely.
Right.
After she already admitted that she was being paid.
Right. So how does supposedly a organic protest develop? It's the same thing back in when all the cities were burning with the mostly peaceful protests. Pallets of bricks were being found. Delivered. So it's like before you had a kind of an inclination, but now it's out there. It's out there now, and everybody's watching for it. So it's getting really tough, and everybody has a camera right here that they carry around 24/7.
Speaking of which, did you hear about this break-in at the Louvre?
Yes.
Or the Louvre Museum? The Louvre.
Yeah.
The Louvre.
They used a ladder or something.
Yeah, it was very weird, but there were no cameras in the museum. None, right? So somebody's standing there with their phone like this as the guy's breaking the glass on the display, taking the jewels out. Why didn't this person with the phone call security?
Right. They don't think of that. They're just trying to record it to get
it's
it
like,
on
I would have
film.
I would have yelled or something.
It used to be, we were taught that as well. 911.
I couldn't believe it. I'm watching this on the news, and I said to my wife, I said, wait a minute. There's somebody standing there. You could see the guy's hand, right, with the camera in it. And somebody else was behind him, And it's like, wow, this is just nuts. There's all these people standing around watching this happen, and nobody did anything. Nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with the girl on the girl got stabbed on the
train.
Sub. Everybody
stood around
or ignored it.
Right.
And that's what I think part of all this is just nobody wants to get involved. They just want to be in their own little bubble. They don't care about what's going on around anybody else. And I don't remember the name of the movie, but it was in New York. It was I was young, so I don't remember all the details, but it was a woman in New York. I think she got murdered, and she was like screaming and yelling and like people are closing their windows and just ignored it. And it did make national news, and I think that's where we're at again across the country in some respects. It's like,
but people are just putting the blinders on.
Yeah. And they want to stay safe because, if you have these gangs and, radical groups all over your areas, I mean,
but we have that here.
You're going to want to stay away from that, because if the police are told to stand down, if they're told to let them go or don't arrest them, or, like Darren had said, they laugh in your face, you can't
if you haven't watched episode 20.
Yeah. So
retired NYPD was on.
It had to get to a point that people have had enough. And the problem, again, is we didn't see any results. Nobody's getting arrested. Nobody's getting indicted. Nobody's this. So it's like, what's the point? And I think this administration is going to make the point.
I was saving this for later, but I'll do this now. There was recently, this week, there was a guy that murdered this girl, or raped her. I guess he beat her and raped her. This guy, Jacoby Tillman, and attempted murder suspect. He had 4 prior cases, and he walked free on $9,000 bond after the brutal attack, right? And he attacked this girl. She was hiking or something, and he went after her. So a 23-year-old Florida man with a violent history of attacks, and he's got this criminal record. It's ridiculous. I was looking it up. And the judge, or the district attorney, let this guy walk. I couldn't believe it. So what does he do? He goes out and does it again.
Sure. And what the purpose, my opinion of that is, put them back out on the streets, make everybody afraid, make them stay inside or stay to themselves, segregate everybody because they're too afraid to go out and walk around, whatever the case may be, whether it's go out to eat or be with family or go see family, or it's intimidation for the purpose of making you feel like you can't do anything. You're alone and you can't confront this. Also, if you try to do something, you're going to be the one that's going to be put in jail.
Right. Well, it turns out that this guy, he was on a lam for 2 months. This happened 2 months ago, and they finally caught him. But we're talking about charges of rape and attempted murder for this one, right? Then he also had charges of his court records in Orange County, Florida, show that he had at least 4 felony cases going back to 2021 with convictions including robbery and other violent battery of a defenseless victim. He was also convicted of misdemeanor battery in 2023. So this guy's got a history of violent behavior, and they let him out. And did you hear the DA on TV?
No, I didn't.
The guy's an idiot.
Yeah. Well,
he was trying to backtrack.
He's being told what to do. I mean,
idiot. But this is Florida. I mean, you would think that they would be, I don't know.
But the whole thing, I believe, my opinion, my pod opinion, is once we get to a point where we've gotten a majority of the people here that are here illegally out, that are, violent criminals, I would be very careful, and I'd highly suggest that if you're one of these people, I think they're going to be next.
I hope so.
Because, now I'm not saying they're going to be deported, but the book is going to be thrown at them.
I sure as hell hope so. Because on this one,
I'd be very, very, I'd think twice if you're doing this stuff, that it's coming.
Because in this case, the latest case now, he faces charges of first-degree attempted murder, attempted sexual battery with a deadly weapon, physical force, battery by strangulation, and third-degree battery. He actually choked this woman out.
And what's happening is, in again my pod opinion, all the money that's being filtered around, like we talked earlier, that is being used to put these people into positions, and they're being told what to do and how to do it. And once they start breaking the heads of the funding, then they're going to move down the chain.
I sure as hell hope so.
And if you're a DA, if you're a judge, if you're any one of these people that have been on the payroll, I'd really start buying a big frickin' shredder. Start
I think
canceling your Facebook
John Bolton
accounts.
needed one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard they found the
Yowza.
disc in his mustache or something there.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, I
well,
think so.
Comey got indicted. So did Officer Joe Bolton. That's a joke for all the New Yorkers who grew up with, WPIX in New York. But Bolton, where is it here? Here it is. So Comey, he's trying to dismiss the case. His lawyers are like arguing to dismiss the case because he's citing vindictive prosecution. Gee, what did they do to Trump?
Yeah. And it wasn't even a
Notice my shocked
criminal case. It was a misdemeanor that
which was really
turned into
a felony.
Felonies. Yeah.
And the guy lied to Congress.
Right.
So his lawyers filed not one, but two, count them, two extraordinary motions to dismiss his criminal case on Monday, yesterday. And neither motion was a surprise to anybody. I mean, it kind of, I'm not playing knees with you here. I was scratching my knee and I hit Bruce's knee by accident. Ooh, baby. And he's trying to have it dismissed. Now, what's really funny is his lead attorney, Trump's side, or the Department of Justice, is trying to get him removed from the case because he was the one who Comey had going after Trump.
Okay, little conflict of interest there.
Yes.
Huh?
So it's pretty funny.
And that's another thing. These attorneys that are on the payroll, I'd suggest maybe you
this is going to get really
get a
ugly.
shredder too.
Now, they're saying though that he may not get he may not get convicted.
Comey.
Yeah, because it's a little questionable. But the guy did lie to Congress and he did cover up stuff.
Right.
So he's now Joe Bolton, on the other hand, actually John Bolton.
We'll see. I don't think they're done with Comey. So
I don't either.
Yeah.
John Bolton, though, is more serious than Comey's was, or any of the other ones like Letitia James.
Remind me, what side was Bolton on?
He was on our side.
Yes.
He was, supposed to be.
Conservative, right? Yeah.
Supposed to be.
So he's going to be the example.
I hope so.
And then once they do somebody that's on the conservative that has flipped and tried to destroy the country, all bets are off.
Oh, absolutely. So what he did, FBI raided his house and his office in Virginia or in Maryland or wherever he lives, somewhere in the D.C. area. But what he was doing was he was keeping and sending out like top secret stuff via AOL email.
It wasn't Biden's vet in the garage?
No.
Maybe Joe was
but he was using AOL.
In-between guy.
Joe's the in-between guy?
Yeah. He's a messenger.
But like, how dumb can you be? While he was national security.
Well, they thought they had this all wrapped up. They really did. They really thought all this was wrapped up. They first off, they were convinced Hillary was going to be elected in 2016.
Right, and it blew it out of the water.
And then they've just gone after, because as soon as Trump won, they knew something. They had to stop it, because if Trump got in again,
right,
this is where we're going, and all of it's coming out. All of it's going to come out. And he's got an administration that is basically bipartisan. He's got liberals, Democrats, independents.
And rhinos.
And
he does have a few rhinos.
Oh, yeah, he has rhinos, Republicans. But it's a mix. And it's going to be clean house time, I believe. And it has to be. It has to be.
Well, this idiot, and he's an idiot.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but he's an idiot. He was actually sending classified stuff to his family members via AOL.
Right.
Why would you do that?
Because he thought he was
Yeah, but why would you send it to your family?
Because he didn't have any, he wasn't worried about it. He thought it was all wrapped up. He did. He thought everything was going to be taken care of. Trump isn't going to be elected again. It's just when you get that cocky.
It's unbelievable. I remember seeing him after Trump got elected on, I think it was CNN, and he was just going off, and he was being really smug. And I'm thinking,
Strucken Page, Comey, Letitia James. You know,
Yeah, but let's go
that's what
back.
she ran on.
But let's go
you
back
know.
further. Who was AG under Obama? What's his name? I can't think. You know who I'm talking about. But he lied to Congress. How come he never got prosecuted or indicted?
Right.
Now, can that still come back up?
I don't know if there's a statute of limitations on that. I don't
I think there
believe.
is.
I'm not sure if there is. I'm not sure.
I can't wait to see how this unfolds. It should be very, very interesting. Then Hillary's back out of the closet.
Good old Hillary.
Well, no, she's going nuts now because Trump, if you don't know, Trump decided that the White House needs a ballroom. So what happens is when there's, a head of state or something, there's not enough room in the White House to have a large party. So he decided what they usually would do, they'd set up one of these really ugly, like, event tents outside with heaters and stuff. It's kind of cheesy, but,
Right.
So he's actually getting this privately funded, and a lot of it's coming out of his own pocket, and they're building, I forget what size it was. It was something ridiculous. Where'd my thing go? Here it is. Nope, that's not it. Anyhow, it's something like 800,000 square feet.
It's a lot of plates.
It's huge, right? And it'll seat 650 people, plus, all kinds of state-of-the-art everything, right? And the plans look absolutely gorgeous. And it doesn't interfere with the architecture that's there. It's going to blend in with it.
Right.
So he's coughing up who knows how much. The whole project's $200 million. And he's overseeing the construction and everything, which I think is genius, right? So the only one of the Democrats that's actually supporting this is our very own Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman.
Way to go, John. We knew you could do it.
He thinks it's great.
Yeah.
But Hillary's losing her shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really finding this amusing.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't
you
want
think about it. Kennedy put a pool in, which is where the press room is now. They covered that. I don't know if it was Nixon or Johnson, filled it in and made it the press corps room. And Eisenhower built this ridiculous putting green on the back lawn, which is no longer there. Nixon did X, Y, Z. They all did something.
Well, Hillary's worried that if she should ever get elected, she can't take that weather when they leave.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah. Remember when they did that?
Yeah, I do.
When the Clintons left, they cleaned out stuff that they shouldn't have taken.
They had to return a whole bunch of stuff.
I still can't believe that. That's just really bad.
That was so funny.
So Fetterman actually said the plans are going to be done in a tasteful and historical kind of way. They're not putting in a Dave and Buster's kind of situation here.
In his hoodie?
Yeah, in his hoodie, right? Standing there in his hoodie doing this. So he said that upgrading some of these facilities seems pretty normal.
We might have to send him a hoodie.
Oh, we could do that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But Richard Stolen Valor Blumenthal from Connecticut, how is this guy still in office? How? This guy lied about his service in the Army, said he was in Vietnam in combat. The guy's so full of shit.
And that was
it's
years ago.
Right. And he's still in office.
Yeah.
And he's still pulling his crap.
Yeah.
I just
Stolen valor.
His I just look at him and I cringe.
Yeah, I do too. I can't even it's like
fingernails on a blackboard.
Yeah. It's
on steroids.
On his voice. Yeah. It's just,
his whole being.
Yeah.
And he's so smug about it.
Yeah.
But he's saying that Trump's latest endeavor is anything but normal. Well, of course it's not normal. It's Trump.
Right. Exactly.
It's going to be over the top.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what's wrong with
he's gonna do it at a good price.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
he's not going to get ripped off.
No, he's going to do it right.
Right.
And it's going to be gorgeous.
Yep.
And something that'll last for a long time.
Yeah.
So the Blumenthal said the project at the White House is a gigantic boondoggle. No, he's a boondoggle.
He's a boondoggle, yeah. Yeah, that's what it is.
So so he's saying that the important question is not only the damage that it could do to the architecture of the White House, but also what contributors would have over Trump if they were given this project. Trump's paying a lot of this out of his own pocket.
it's just nonsense.
But you got to go on the White House website. They got the plans up and artists,
I can't believe how much information is on the website.
But this building is going to be gorgeous.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Anything you want to know what's going on there, just go on the White House website. It's
all there.
It's there. Documents. It's all there. So I do have to say one thing. When we started talking about the Social Security, I've been really kind of looking into that, and we'll get into that a little more in a different episode. But so that electronic file, it's not actually money. It's just a documentation.
Refresh everybody's memory if they haven't seen it.
So a couple episodes ago, somebody brought up about collecting benefits, Social Security for illegal aliens. And we got looking into it, and I found this, what was it, $2.4 trillion now that they're estimating since 1937 that this
it's in a slush
file.
fund.
Well, it's not really a slush fund. So what happens is they document the money in a file. So it's just documented this much money was from this Social Security, which does not match, whether it's illegal or
dead people.
There's a digit off or whatever it is, it gets filed. But the money actually goes into the Social Security fund.
But they can't spend it.
No, they do spend it.
Oh, but
it's like a register of the money that has been gotten that nobody can collect off of it until they prove whatever they need to prove that it's their money. But then they're sending it into the Social Security pool and it gets used that way.
Okay.
So the money that is not supposed to be used is used, and Social Security is still going to be solvent in how long now? It's been screaming for years. So even though they've actually taken $2.4 trillion in money that should not be used on top of everything else that they're using this money as well. And it's still broke. So again, I'm doing some research on it, so I want to get into it a little better. But if you watch that episode, I kind of misspoke on the fact that it's not a pool of money that's there. It's just an electronic file.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now it's electronic, but.
And then we get this Middle East thing that's like still in progress.
Mm-hmm.
The hostages are back. Well, the dead ones aren't yet.
Right.
All of them.
Right.
But evidently Hamas, 2 days into it or whatever it is, decide they're going to attack Israel.
Yeah.
So they killed 2 Israeli soldiers.
Yeah, we'll have to see what that all comes out of. I don't think anybody over there wants the fighting to end for some reason.
No, of course not. They've been
doing
this
hate
for
each other
thousands of years.
Right,
It's
and they're
going to
find an excuse to try and break the peace treaty and all this stuff. So we'll just have to see where it goes. And, at some point, Trump's going to have enough, and then I think Dad will have to take care of some business.
Yeah, right.
However that ends up, we'll see.
Same thing with Maduro in Venezuela.
Yeah.
So they're, ramping up all the forces, aircraft carriers and destroyers and whatnot, off the coast of Venezuela. Mm-hmm. They've been blowing up the drug boats, which the lefties are screaming and yelling about. He has no right doing that.
Right.
But
they're just good dads out on a boat trip.
Yeah, right. Just like that guy from Maryland. Yeah, okay.
On a fishing expedition.
So
I heard they also got a sub.
Yeah, submarine. Yeah. And he's got CIA on the ground doing covert operations.
No, I mean,
but he actually made that public. Nobody ever talks about that. And they asked him, why did you even, why did you say something about that?
Why not?
That's what he said. Basically, paraphrase.
Listen, we're doing this, so everybody needs to know this is what we're doing.
He said, I authorized for 2 reasons. He said, accusing Venezuela of having emptied their prisons into the United States of America was number 1. And number 2 was all the drugs.
Mm-hmm.
He said there's too many drugs coming in from Venezuela. So he sent the CIA in to like figure it all out.
Plus, you have, which is probably one of the hidden agendas, maybe.
Well, he wants the oil and gas.
No, he wants China to stop receiving the oil and gas.
Oh, is that what it is?
Because now China, China's involved with
Iran,
Venezuela, Iran,
or American farming.
They're, making buddies with their oil and, petroleum products and energy products. So I believe since the fentanyl, most of it's coming from China, I believe that's even going to encompass
I hope so.
China as well. So we'll see what happens. It's not just because he doesn't like Maduro.
Oh, no. It's part of it.
Yeah.
But he
securing the safety of the United States.
Right.
That's
he deployed 8 warships, a nuclear-powered submarine, fighter jets, as part of what he has said is an operation to combat drug smuggling into the United States.
Has Maduro started wearing a MAGA hat yet? Or
no? And there's a $50 million bounty on his head.
Yeah.
If anybody catches him. So
maybe,
that should be interesting.
Maybe one of his security guards
was it $50 million or 50,000?
Wants to be a millionaire.
Unbelievable.
Maybe we get Regis to
come back.
Yeah. And do Who Wants to Be a 50 Million Millionaire?
That'd be funny. I could just picture him doing that too.
Yeah. And Japan, they just had the first.
There it is.
Yep. They just sworn her in as a first female in history for Japan as a prime minister.
That's great.
So, yeah. And she is supposedly ultra conservative. So we'll have to see where that goes.
Should be interesting.
Trump was very friendly with the former prime minister that got assassinated. Remember that happened. So we'll see where this goes. But things are starting to change a little bit.
The guy up in Canada, who wants to ban all the guns.
Oh yeah.
Now this one really makes no sense to me at all. Right? I understand that people don't like guns. I get it. Right? However, a lot of Canada's economy is from people hunting.
Right.
These guys go on these like ridiculously expensive hunting trips, and that involves guns.
Right.
Now they want to ban all guns, including bolt-action hunting rifles.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me.
Well, it makes sense, but not for anything for the civilians and for the population and anything good for it. My opinion, they want an unarmed citizen is a slave, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're
going to try and do that here.
Well,
I mean, they're trying.
They've been trying. Yeah.
Well, California just outlawed Glocks. They banned Glock pistols. Why, you ask? Because there's a little
Chinafornia.
Chinafornia. That's good. I like that. A Glock pistol. There's an auto sear you can drop in the thing, and that the gangbangers have been doing, and it turns it into a full auto.
Okay.
Glock 18.
Gotcha.
But it doesn't matter what size. So now,
didn't you just tell me today Glock is
Glock is they're discontinuing every model gun they have, and they're coming out with the V series.
Okay.
Which the internal parts are completely different. Well, not completely different, but you can't put the auto sear in. You can't do any machining to change it.
Right.
Because right now it's too easy, and
the originals are going to be
worth some bucks. So if you have a Glock, hang on to it, because it's going to be worth some buco bucks someday.
One day.
It's a collector item.
little
hitherto an unknown fact.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You heard it here first on Podpinions.
That's right. Podpinions.
Well, what do you say?
Yeah, I think another night we're just going to have to buckle up and try and keep track of everything that's going on. It's when you think it's going one way,
it turns around and goes the other way.
It's like something else is. It's because of this is what we're doing. It's my opinion, Podpinion. It's a great time
Oh,
to be able
absolutely.
to witness this.
But I want gas to come down to below $2,
Yeah, well, we'll see.
or even below $3.
I've seen some.
About $2.95 across the street.
Yeah, I've seen some reports like $2.35, different parts of the country. So I think
Keep your fingers crossed.
because if that happens, food's going to come down because it's not going to cost as much to ship it.
Right.
Everything else is going to come down, and I have to look into this, but the one order that he signed for the H-1B.
What was that one?
In other words, he was going to put the $100,000. Basically, if an employer wanted to hire a H-1B visa person, they had to pay $100,000 a year to the government and then pay the employee as well. So hopefully that's going to bring back American jobs instead of them
farming them out.
They're going to have to hire American citizen, or if they're worth $600,000 on top of their salary, maybe they are, but that's what's going to happen.
Good.
So,
but we will see you next time.
And we'll have plenty to talk about, I'm sure.
Absolutely. See you next time.
Take care.
Slam the follow button. This is Podpinions.